Alright guys, so for now, if you haven't watched the last two, I recommend you do. But we should have something that looks like this. We have a working layer, we have our eye, the body, and then well, two parts for the body, the yellow part and then the black part. I want you to go ahead and lock all of these here so you don't mess any of those up. And then I want you to start with just like the overall shape of the beak. Oops, I'm going to hit no fill for now. Okay, I'm going to move this over to the back anyway, so if you don't get it right the first time, I'm going to zoom in really quick. Remember, we have these additional tools that can help us fix stuff, guys. So I'm going to click on the direct selection tool, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to click once and then drag this up a little bit. Click on this one, drag this down, come to my additional pen tools, and then maybe add one here. Grab my direct selection tool and then adjust. Okay, so far this looks so good. And I'm seeing, again, you do not have to use these exact same colors. I'm going to grab my eyedropper tool and I'm going to click on this blue part here. And I actually don't like that one bit, so okay. If you double click on here, guys, you can come in here and kind of adjust the color, and I'm actually okay with that. And if you notice, it's kind of cutting through our yellow part on the eye. So again, you can fix that by coming to your layers, clicking and dragging and just moving it below everything. Okay, now I'm going to double click to call this the beak back because we're adding more colors to it. And then I'm going to hide it really quick. And again, this is completely up to you how detailed and pretty you want to make this. But if I want to do the yellow part next, I can just simply, oops, no fill, come in here and do something like this. Turn on the beak one. And I see that I'm going to have to do a lot of adjusting. So that is one way. You can come in here and adjust it. Another way, I'm going to undo. Bring this back. Make sure you have it selected. And you are going to look for the knife tool. And I want to say, let me just hide that. The red starts about right here. So select it, go back to the knife tool. I'm just going to do something like that. And now I have two parts technically to this I can isolate. Oh, did I not go through? Okay, so I gotta make sure I make it go all the way through. Okay, there we go. So what had happened before is that I just started probably inside. So feel free to start all the way over here and just cut like so. And now this part right here is individual and I can come in here and just select a different color. Okay. This stuff right here is a little bit more intricate, so I'm going to hide this again. Come to my pen tool, maybe start over here. I'm kind of going to overlap it. Oops, way too far. Hold Alt Option, bring this over here. All I did was hit Command C, Z by the way. Okay. Double click on my layers over here, call this bottom beak. Drag it beneath these two other ones. Actually, I should have grouped these. We'll do that in a bit. And then now I'm going to bring these back over here. I'm going to see if the eyedropper tool gives me a good color. Actually, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so I can select both of these now. And remember, the keyboard shortcut was Command G to group them. So now this is top beak and then bottom beak here. All right, so for this next part, feel free to use shapes if you want. Remember that this beak has this like yellow portion here, so you can go in there if you wanted to add like a cute little yellow flare. And do not start a bunch of things over, guys. Just use direct selection tools or additional pen tools to go in there and fix little things. For the bottom one, I can go in there and I actually trace these with the pen tool if I wanted to, or I can use the polygon tool, right click once, make this 3 sides, and use basic shapes, just resize them to do the little effect on the bottom of the beak. And all they are is just a little bit darker, right, than this one right here. So yeah, how you customize and make the beak is completely up to you. But for now, this is a good spot for me to stop and then for you to save and figure out just how detailed you want to make the beak. Don't forget there's some highlights here if you wanted to go back in there to, you know, add some of those highlights. You totally can. And you can still do it in a very simplistic way. I can come in here and do, let's see, like an ellipse tool if I wanted to. And then just, if you hold the Alt Option key and then you click and drag, you can make copies of shapes. But yeah, hold Shift, copy those, hold the Alt Option key to make another copy. And then those just make little like highlights on the body. If, again, this is optional, just however detailed you want to make it. But File, Save, and then we'll go over how to export.